Hi, my name is Art, and in this video I'm going to show you how you could use function range to find index of characters in the string. Alright, so first thing first, let's create a string here, word, and suppose it's apple. Now, let me remind you what index is. So you could always get a letter or a character from the string by its index. We always start counting at 0. So what you could do word 0, 1. Then you could do word index 1p. We could do word and then we could pass here next one 2. And that's how you could get letter by letter from the string. Now that's okay. However, what if later we change the string? What if later it will be banana or something else? So we want to do this dynamically. So how can we do this dynamically? So to do this dynamically, we could do a couple of things. So first of all, there is Python built-in function len, and function len, if we pass here a word, will get us number of letters in that word, which is 5. So far it makes sense. Also keep in mind that 5 is a integer, right? So if you're not sure, you could always run type on this len and you see that's an integer. And let me remind you, although you could watch my previous video about this function, that you could always run help on function range. Range. And here you can find all information how to use this function. So function range at least requires one integer to generate a range, right? So hopefully for us, here we have an integer which is 5. So what we could do, we could actually use function range here. Range like this, so it will generate range of numbers from 0 to 5. Why 5? Let me remind you that stop is not included. So remember, we most of the time we would use for loop with range. So it could look like for I in range. Let me stop right here and let's print I. And now you see function range generated sequence of numbers in the range of that word apple. All right. So keep in mind that range always returns integers, and I got like technically nothing to do with each letter, right? But fortunately for us, we could use it as an index. So what we could do, using the same setup that I just showed you, we could do word, square brackets, and instead of manually passing index by index, since here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these numbers represented by variable I, we could pass here I. And you see we get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're fetching all these letters. Also, you could switch this word to banana. Don't forget to rerun that cell, and now that would work perfectly on banana. You want to go with something like cat or a dog, give it a try. You see, works just fine. So you see, that would be a versatile solution to find the index of each letter. All right, now, so let's get back to Apple, and I'll show you one more thing using range. Remember, in my previous video when I was discussing function range, I showed you how you could go in descending order. Now in this case, suppose we want to go from 4 to 0, and that would mean that we want to go from E to A in reverse order, right? So how can we do it? Pretty simple. So function range again requires 3 arguments: start, stop, step. So where are we going to start? We're going to start at 4, and len word gets us 5. So we could decrease this by 1, so that's going to be 4. And then we would need to do -1. Why -1? Because stop is exclusive. And if I use 0, I'm going to lose this guy. I don't want to lose this guy, right? So -1. And step is -1 because we want to go in reverse. And now you see we're going in descending order. So E, L, P, P, A. So you could actually use this to in bunch of different solutions. For example, in palindrome, very common problem and very common question during job interview. So this is how you could do it. All right, so watch my other videos. I'm going to show you function enumerate.